With Valkyrie being 1 week away and with our big news that we're getting an extra power pass with Valkyrie's release as well, even the people that are brand new and wanted to wait for Valkyrie can get started right now and prepare for the class release. So I'm going to be taking you guys through the game of things you can go ahead and do and collect before Valkyrie comes out, so you're a little bit more prepared for her release as well. So first things comes first, of course, that is going to be using your power pass you got for free. So make yourself your first ever 1580 character if you've of course never done this. Make it an extra alt if you do already have other characters, it's totally fine as well. Besides making this new 1580 character, we're gonna as well make ourselves our Valkyrie already. And this is for one reason, but it has two negatives attached to it. Is if you're making your character already, it's gonna go ahead and generate something called rest bonus on your dailies, which is gonna technically give you more rewards when you're gonna do them because you didn't do them in a row. But the bad part is you cannot use the new hairstyle that's coming out on Valkyrie release day, and you cannot use her voice as well. So if you do not really care about those two things, you can already create your character and just let it sit in the starting creation screen like this. Make sure to launch it once though, so it enters Trixion, but that's it. Then you're gonna go ahead and launch your new 1580 character, and you're gonna do a few things right now. So your fresh 1580 character is gonna be here, of course, to funnel you some materials inside of your new Valkyrie coming next week. First of all, if you're gonna do yourself your dailies, your chaos dungeons, and your guardians, you're gonna get yourself tokens to use inside of the summer festival shop. Inside of here, there's a ton of items which are very good, including yourself Chaos Recovery Brews. They're going to be these shard bags, honing support bags, and as well some other really cool knives like blues and reds as well. In my opinion, focus mainly first on the shard bags. Once you've bought all these, you can focus then, in my opinion, on the reds and the blues, and then go to leap stones and then go into the honing support chests. One little pit stop you can make as well is using a few of these splendid Maharaka fruits, which will cost you 50 leaves each. Go to the fruit store right here, and you can go ahead and buy yourself these cube ticket selection chests. Do not use these yet. We're going to use these later on, of course, once our Valkyrie is out, but these are just very, very, very good to have. Besides doing your dailies for these tokens, you can as well get them from doing the Maharaka event you can see on the Mokoko playground. This is going to be every hour. You can find this as well right here on the map. If you're going to board the Ocean Liner event island, you can immediately go to there. You can only do this once a day, but it's still going to give you quite a lot of tokens for free. If you somehow, of course, have higher level characters that can go ahead and get Mokoko Bootcamp tokens, it's always nice to get yourself these, but you can see the minimum requirement level for this is 1620, so you're going to go ahead and, of course, have to wait a little bit for these. Besides that, you can do yourself your Ark Pass missions. This is like, so to say, a battle pass, but it has a ton of free rewards as well. If you want to, the premium pass, in my opinion, is worth it. But I can understand if you're a new player, you're not going to buy this. But you can see that there's going to be these missions right here on the left, which are weekly maximum XP gained. So this is why we want to use them this week, or even, you know, if you're going to do some today on the Tuesday, you're going to get yourselves double dipping on some weekly XP because it's literally kept anyway. So just do a little bit of these quests right now. As I said, I already said that you should do your dailies, because these dailies are going to give you materials. You can see refined obliteration stones, leap stones, shards, gems, and all the kind of stuff. And of course, these items can just put into your roster storage. If you go to any storage unit, you can put them inside of here, the ones you have grinded. And let's see if I have any, because like normally I do always deposit them. I have none, but you can just go ahead and put them in your roster storage, and then when Valkyrie comes out, you can take them out and you can use them on there. Of course, you can, if you do not have aura, any of the storage icons will be able to put some items in there. You can as well on your brand new alt, make sure you're gonna do a little bit of paradise. Of course, it's not that important. Paradise are all character bound materials, but of course, some things you can get from paradise is going to be silver, and silver of course can be used on Valkyrie, so you can use it as a little bit of a preparation. So what you're just gonna do in your new character, you're gonna go over here and you gotta take one of the two options. Either you're gonna try hard to paradise and try to get as many bosses killed first, and then you're gonna do your Elysian level 5. If you do not really care about that, you're gonna just go ahead and attempt the boss one time. If you've done that, then you're good to go, and you're gonna get yourselves 3 hell keys next week for free, which is very, very nice. And these hell keys, of course, if you just don't know, can be used then in the hell mode, which can give you chests, and you can select silver at the end. Of course, if you need a hell guide, it's on my channel. For everything I'm talking about this, there should be something about it on there. One big reason as well why you want to start a little bit early is going to be your daily login rewards. You can see yourself the Playtime Rewards and the daily stamps. Of course, all these items right here can, of course, be used for Valkyrie, but mainly the Playtime Rewards, guys. If you can see, if you're playing for 90 minutes or AFK for 90 minutes every single day, you're going to get yourselves a ton of free items, including some of the Maharaka leaves as well. And all these chests are roster bound, so you can go ahead and put these on your roster storage and then give them to Valkyrie once it releases. So you can literally right now get 8 days of these rewards, which you would be missing out on if you're just starting next week instead. Then, of course, we have ourselves a few islands we can do every single day as well to get ourselves some rewards. One of these is actually really good, but sadly, it's locked behind 1600 eye level, which you're not going to get if you're a fresh player. But if you have a little bit already grinded, or maybe you plan on actually holding this character to 1600, which you can do, you can go ahead and go to this island, which is actually very, very good. Let me show you the shop real quick. If you've arrived here, of course, do a little bit of a mini quest, and then every single day you can take on the Indigo Island dungeon. This will reward you with luminous coral stones, or maybe even the island soul. And then every day you can go ahead and take these corals and go ahead and spend them in the shop. So you can see there's elixir chests, there is reds, there's blues for quality tapping, but the main one, guys, is going to be these red and blue stone boxes. Look at these. These are like 20 each. You get yourself 25 of these, 5 of these, and look how many shard bags on here, guys. It's crazy. So 5 times 9, so 45 of these shard bags right here, and then 20 times 5, so 100 of the 100 shard pouches medium. So there's actually a lot of materials, guys, you can farm from this island. Of course, if you cannot get 1600, it's totally fine. Do this then when you have your Valkyrie. It's still super duper worth it, in my opinion, to farm yourself these corals. And of course, you get yourself the juice material boxes as well, 10 of these. And then otherwise, you can always get some silver or other items. So I think this island is absolutely goated. The next island is going to be over here next to Tortroik, the Buzzling Island. Another very good one. This is going to be bound to a mini game every single day. You can see the Trial of Honor once a day. You're going to go ahead and go to the top after doing a little bit of quests. It's very short, guys. And then every hour at the top, there will be a portal spawning here. You're going to do a bee race, and then you're going to get yourself some currency at the end. Then you go over to the General Honeybee store, and this one you can see has yourself some Buzzling Islands token coins, and you can then buy yourself reds, blues, leap stones, or most importantly, shard bags. Yes, these shard bags are actually really good, guys. Definitely get these. So they're like 1 or 2 coins each, and they're so good. You can get yourself a lot of shards again from here. Other things will like solars, reds, and other things. It's just so nice. Even some legendary selection packs. So, you know, this island is really good. There's going to be 2 more islands, and those are going to be the Anguish Island and as well the Mokoko Island. Mokoko Islands gives you as well some tier 3, tier 4 materials, but in my opinion, for how much effort it is to get yourself the tokens, I personally would skip Mokoko Island, but the Anguish Island definitely has to be done. There's even like skill points from here. There's going to be Omnium Stars from here. Island Soul is of course nice, and as well the shop is pretty decent. So if you want to skip Mokoko Island, feel free to do that. I'm personally skipping this thing. I don't think it's worth it, but if you really want to squeeze out every single material, go do Mokoko Island as well. And then we have Anguish Isle as well right now. So Mokoko Island does have another world boss timer tied to it, but Anguish Isle you can just do any time of the day because it's just tied to a quest, as you can see right here. There's yellow quest right there. If you do one of these every single day, you can go ahead and get yourself a key and then go inside of that dungeon and then use the dungeon to of course get yourself some more materials. And quickly showing you the shop right here. So you're mainly gonna get yourself some leap stone chests from here. You can see these are not like the highest tier leap stones. There's also some tier 3 gem chests, which I think is pretty nice. But these leap stones are not the highest level, but you can as well convert them to a higher tier in any of the exchange shops, which is very nice. So regardless, you can farm this, get yourself some extra materials, and should be pretty good. Up next going to be world bosses and as well chaos gates. So it depends on what day it is. So sometimes there will be a chaos gate and sometimes there will be not. You can see right now field bosses here. This one is going to be tomorrow. You can see right there. So it's going to take a little bit of a while for a chaos gate to spawn, which is kind of annoying. Sometimes there's like back-to-back days. Sometimes there's 1 or 2 days without a chaos gate. But from this, you can get yourself shard bags. From this, you get yourself some auto random rewards, which are still pretty good. Those you can either sell for gold or, of course, keep as well in your storage for your Valkyrie next week. Up next, we have ourselves the biggest one, guys. Live skilling. Yes, do yourself your logging at Cedar. I have a live skilling guide on my channel, but doing your live skilling is going to give you gold, and gold is something you definitely need to go ahead and progress your Valkyrie. So please, while you're waiting for Valkyrie to come out next week, do yourself your logging. Literally, if you would be in tier 4, I know this is not the same comparison, guys. I'm just going to say it's not the same comparison, but if you would go ahead and just do your logging right now, you already would earn around 15 to 20,000 gold by the time Valkyrie comes out. So literally just letting your life energy sit there is going to waste a lot of money. And of course, if you would have a bit of extra money and you would do even stronghold crafting, I literally released a video about this yesterday about how to make 200 to 400,000 gold every month. If you would do your stronghold crafting as well in these few days, you would literally probably have around, I would say, 50 to 100,000 gold already, which is kind of crazy. Of course, this requires a bit of a starting capital, so, you know, keep that in mind. But still, you can earn a lot of money in the time that Valkyrie is, you know, we have to wait for anyway. And last but not least, before I go into the day one prep of Valkyrie, is going to be some pay to win features that are pretty helpful and you can consider buying, because of course the F4 shop is here, guys. Pay to winning is a thing, and if you want the easiest head start without having to do any grinds, paying money for the game, of course, is always going to be pretty useful. So I would recommend myself two things, in my opinion. So first of all, I'm going to suggest you guys a package, and in my opinion, this one is the most cost-efficient one there is, and that's going to be the Summer Tier 3 Growth Support Pack. I have already bought these 3 times because I think they're that good, guys. They're that good. So you can see you get just tons of materials, but the main thing is shardbacks are very expensive. You get a lot of shardbacks for the amount of money you're spending. By the way, these packs are around 25 euros each, so keep that in mind. Get those books, get your tailoring chests, and all the kind of stuff. So this, in my opinion, is a very good pack to buy. Even all 3 of them is very, very good. You can then go ahead and plus 10 advanced hone your character with all these materials in tier 3, which is very nice. Otherwise, some other good packages, in my opinion. This one's pretty okay as well. It's a little bit stingy on the shards, guys. The shards are not that great, so if you're buying this for the shards, the other pack, literally this pack is better to buy for shards than this one for some reason, even tier 4 shards. But the other materials are good, like the abados and stuff is very, very nice. So buying 1 or 2 packages of these, in my opinion, is pretty good as well. But I would definitely, before buying this one, just go for this one, in my opinion. But it's up to you what you need. Of course, check your character, check your when you're honing, what do I need? Do I want to buy this one, or do I want to buy this one? So do not go for any of these guys or the other ones. In my opinion, they're more of a scam. Go for the Summer Growth Pack. They're a bit better. One other thing you buy on your Valkyrie as well, once that releases, in my opinion, could be Azena's Blessing. Azena's Blessing is a way to get yourself unlimited mana food. So this gives you a extra mana regen, and as well you get yourself extra drops in the form of gold materials 3 times a week from doing raids, and as well you have an extra chance of getting yourself a lucky Fade Ember. This one is like very optional, but if you want like a good bang for your buck money wise for how much you're spending, Azena Blessing is pretty good. But of course, like, it requires you to play every single day because you get yourself rewards based on if you do your dailies. So you have to do your dailies every day. That's the trade-off, but you get yourself a little bit more money in return for the amount of rare crystals you're spending. Okay, so now we've done all our prep, guys, so good luck. You guys got this. 7 days, 8 days have passed right now, and it's the release day of Valkyrie. I will, of course, do my own journey of what I did on Valkyrie. I will make a video, guys. I'll make a video, but I do want to go ahead and tell you guys a little bit of a few things you can do day one that could help you along as well. So first of all, of course, make sure that you're using yourself your Challenge Express, and as well, once you reach 1640, to use the Path of Valkyrie on your Valkyrie as well. If you want to push her all the way, of course, this event's going to be very good. It's going to give you free materials, free gems, free upgrades, elixirs, all the kind of stuff. Very, very, very good. So use those to express. Of course, the Valkyrie Challenge thing is not here yet. It's going to come out next week. So use that as well. Then, of course, from different places, we got ourselves cube tickets. So right now you can see, of course, we got cube tickets from here. And this one, and the Mokoko Bootcamp as well, has some cube tickets inside of the chests. So if you get yourself these cube tickets, you can go ahead, and there will now be a new NPC, probably, I would assume, next to the Paradise Shop. I would assume right here, and otherwise it's going to be right here. Okay, so the NPC will be here, or it will be placed here. It's a bit of an RNG because we do not know it yet. There will be an NPC there where you can exchange your cube tickets for hell keys. Of course, this is from 1640 plus, so this will take a little bit of a while for you to get that. But if you get yourselves the hell keys, you can then go into Paradise, use the hell key, and get yourselves a ton of rewards. Very, very good for your Valkyrie to progress yourself a little bit further as well. Then I would say do as many group raids as possible to get yourself these Mokoko tokens. So if you get the high enough eye level to get yourself these tokens, then make sure to do as many group raids. I know solo raids are very enticing because they seem very easy, but in my opinion, missing out on these tokens is pretty bad, in my opinion. And a lot of people want these Mokokos in their parties because they want the expert tokens, because as a veteran we get these, and you guys as new players get these, and we want these tokens because these shop items are just very nice. Okay, then of course make sure that if you've done your Paradise Hell key from your cube, that you're doing Paradise yourself as well, because then every week you're gonna get yourself at least 3 Hell keys to use inside a Paradise. If you need a Paradise guide, it's on my channel, but of course go ahead and watch that to know what to do with Paradise. And then the last but not least thing, guys, the thing you're going to be mainly strapped up with, and that's going to be weekly shards. I'll show you right now as well on the screen what kind of methods we have for that. So big shout out to MFMR Avo on the Reddit. This was a little bit of a post about people talking about shards. So these are all the methods you can get yourself shards for every day. Like I said, people are really strapped for shards at the start of when they're starting a new character. So here are some places you can get shards. So cruise in front of your dailies, she gets you 35k per week. Purification missions, which is just your dailies as well. So don't worry about it. It's not anything different. Gives you 150k per week. Behemoth, which is a raid, gives you 15k. Echidna Heart is a raid, gives you 15k. Aegir Normal solo, it's going to be at 1660, gives you 24k shards as well. Then if you join a guild shop, you can get yourself guild shop shards from there as well with your materials. There's a solo mode shop for 10k shards per week. The boat shop, which is at every port, guys. This is a boat. If you talk to the boat, it has shards for sale as well. Mokoko shop has 8k per week, which is the token shop I showed before. Summer Festival has a one-time 160k, which I showed at the start, which you guys can grind already. Hell Runs gives you shards. Hell Chest gives you shards. Fade Embers, which are rare drops from doing your dailies, gives you shards as well if you're lucky. Cube, Cruise in Front, and Paradise can give you weekly quests. So there's Una tasks, guys, that you can do every single week, which I'll quickly show. And these can give you shards as well. So if you go to your weekly chest, you can see all these can give you shards. 3 of them maximum per week, guys. So of course, choose the ones that are highest shards if you're really focusing on those as well. And then you can see that the Challenger Express, of course, has a lot of shards as well, which we already said to put on your Valkyrie. But yeah, there it is, guys. That is, in my opinion, all the prep you can kind of do. If you guys, of course, have other methods or things that you think you could do to prepare your Valkyrie, let me know in the comment section down below. But I think that's it. That's everything I have for you guys. So I would say good luck grinding, guys. You have a week. Valkyrie comes out on the 20th of August. Very, very excited. I'm, of course, going to make one myself on twitch.tv/ImDefild. So if you want to see it live and see me play the character, go ahead and tune in as well. So say take care. Love you, bye. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and see you guys again soon for another video. Take care.